Do yourself a favour right now and do absolutely everything within your power to avoid looking at a calendar. You see, despite the fact that 2019 is about 5 minutes old, it's somehow WrestleMania really soon. The grains of sands of time and indeed your life is slipping through your fingers. You promised yourself you were going to do that thing this year, didn't you? This was going to be the year that you did that thing. And yes, I know we're all busy and when you go home you want to rest instead of just doing more things, but this was the year you were going to do that thing if only you'd started. But you haven't though, have you? You've been sidetracked by the Royal Rumble and by Elimination Chamber and by that segment where Alexa Bliss took a top off for some reason, and somehow it's now already WrestleMania. Oh God. Rich, deep and comical emotional crisis is seized to one side for a moment. You can take solace in the fact that WrestleMania is basically Woodstock for wrestling. It's Glasgow for the graps. It's whatever Japan's big cultural festival is for Puro Resu or something. So come with us now as we break down all the things happening in New York and New Jersey over WrestleMania weekend, aside from WrestleMania itself. Number 10, the Raw after WrestleMania. Should sort of go without saying this one, but for many people, the actual highlight of WWE's output over the weekend is not the grandest granddaddy of the granddads. It's when the world's hardcore elite wrestling fans descend on what is usually a fairly mixed TV audience and make it the year's definitive and most explosive crowd. As such, the dub usually holds a special surprise back for them. We get call-ups, debuts, surprise returns, things like that. There's sometimes an odd shock title change, and they put in place all the nice little stories we're going to have coming out of WrestleMania. It's usually really good. And I'm not going to get bogged down by putting loads of WWE events on this list. They're all just part of this entry. We know NXT TakeOver is going to be one of the wrestling highlights of the entire year. We know the Hall of Fame is going to have lots of long speeches, and Access will do whatever it is that Access is supposed to do. But Raw after WrestleMania, there's just nothing quite like it, is there? Mwah. Number 9, Josh Barnett's Bloodsport. Alright, so last year, one of the best events over the entire week was Matt Riddle's Bloodsport. Basically a big one-off special attraction shoot-style show where absolutely massive wrestlers beat the absolute piss out of each other. Absolutely. Now, if you're not entirely sure what a shoot-style event is, how do I describe that? Think of it as basically a human cockfight with just massive blokes almost attempting to murder each other, but it's not really real, so you're allowed to enjoy it rather than worrying that the police will raid. Last year's main event between Riddle and Minoru Suzuki still keeps me up at night thinking about it, but now that the former has sadly had to depart for WWE, taking his place in that match and on the poster is Josh Barnett. Yes, the former UFC champion. Number 8, Joey Janelas Spring Break 3. Now, if you've never seen one of the two previous Spring Breaks, I'm not really sure how I can relate them to you. Janela's thing is he basically combines all the really fun things about independent wrestling, brings in the odd legend or two, and just goes wild with it. You know how there's this trend in wrestling now to do these big one-off banter shows that are just full of one-off banter matches? Well, Janela's one of the people responsible for that kind of idea. Like last year, they had a cluster battle royal that ended up getting won by the Invisible Man, and that was all just a warm-up to Matt Riddle beating up James Ellsworth, so yeah. Now, at the time of me doing this video, the whole card hasn't been revealed yet, but I'm willing to bet it's an entire night full of must-see and I was there honest wrestling, with a few famous faces thrown in for good measure, so check that out. Number 7, Wrestlecon. They say it's impossible to be all things to all men, but Wrestlecon might be about as close as you can get. Meet and greets, photo ops, merchandise, shake the hand of Kevin Nash, do DDP yoga. It's very close to having it all. As conventions go, you tend not to get much bigger than this. Here's just a few choice names for you. Pac, Ric Flair, Mick Foley, Kevin Nash, Shawn Michaels, Christian, Liger, Penta, Jesse Ventura, Lita, Trish Stratus, Lex Luger, John Morrison, Corey Graves, Jerry Lawler, Sandman, Ricky Steamboat, Renee Young, Teddy Long, Ted DiBiase, Jacqueline, Bret Hart, RVD, David Arquette, No Really, Sergeant Slaughter, Melina, Jake the Snake, Mark Henry, D'Lo Brown, The Godfather, Sting, Rikishi, Billy Gunn, and even Twitter's own, the Iron Sheik. That's about 1/5 of who's on. Plus, if the sight of wrestlers being sat behind fold-out tables looking absolutely miserable does nothing for you, then it even comes fully equipped with its own in-ring shows. Now, the card for that won't be revealed until near the time, but Will Ospreay versus Bandito's on, and that is worth the cost of admission alone. IMHO. Number 6, it's Indie Heaven. Got into a big old argument here at WhatCulture Towers over which independent promotion deserved to be the focus of entry number 6 on my list, and the fact that none of us could agree, I think, speaks volumes. In short, anyone who's anybody and can't afford to do it will be putting on a show over WrestleMania weekend at some point. Christ, even we did it. At one point, you've got wrestling companies from all over the world doing every kind of wrestling you care to mention. Whatever your poison is, somebody will be catering for it. A few notable shows here that we think are interesting and will probably be at if you want to, I don't know, say hi or buy us a drink. Kaiju Big Battle, because everybody dresses up as monsters and batters each other. We're going to try and go to Shimmer, because it's going to be a great weekend for women's wrestling. IPW UK, because we're British and we like a bit of home comforts every now and then. Chikara, because Chikara. Blackcraft, because we're all big, meaty, hearty goths inside. And Interspecies Wrestling, because the name hasn't sold you alone. What is wrong with you? There are, of course, dozens upon dozens upon dozens more, so if I've missed any out there that you think are worth mentioning, get them in the comments below. That's what they're for. Number 5, Joey Ryan's Penis Party. Partly an add-on to the aforementioned Wrestlecon, but mostly a big, weird and wonderful celebration of independent wrestling, all centered around one man's big hairy walloper and ballsack. Joey, mate, if you're watching, you're welcome to put that on the poster. Okay, so at its heart, Joey Ryan's Penis Party is a wrestling show, but if the name wasn't enough of a giveaway, it's considerably more than that. But I mean, I say that, it's not like they're going to have a meat raffle on or anything, it's just going to be really, 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 really fun. Like, think of the Penis Druid March from All In. It's the creative genius that brought you that, but stretched over an entire show with some 10 matches. A lot of the build for the matches is currently still taking place over social media, so check those out. But some names they have announced already, as well as Joey Ryan and his penis, is Pac, the Lucha Brothers, John Morrison, Tommy Dreamer, Scarlett Bordeaux, Colt Cabana, The Best Friends, Demon Bunny, Twisted Sisters, Matt Striker, and Tracy Smothers. So that will be really good. Number 4, WrestleMania. WrestleMania would not be WrestleMania without WaleMania. No ads, please, none at all. The man and the event are now institutions across that weekend, and all without a single match having to take place behind its doors. Okay, so context. Wale is a chart-topping rapper, singer, and songwriter who just so happens to absolutely love wrestling. Every year, wherever WrestleMania is, he rocks up, puts on the best party of the entire weekend, and it comes all with a fan festival, a live concert, and even a live podcast. Anyone who's anybody goes to that. Anyone who's anyone who's anyone. This year, the guest of honor is Booker T. We're expecting Leo Rush, Samoa Joe, and MVP to all be performing in some capacity, and music is provided by Smoke DZA, Westside Gun, and G4 Boys. That's just who's there in an official capacity as well. Like, we went to the one at WrestleMania 33. Every single video we do, half the WWE roster is just chilling out in the background. Also, we interviewed Dave Meltzer in a room that I presume must have had a lot of incense burning in it or something. Number 3, G1 Supercard. Wrestling, ultimately, isn't it? That's why we're going to be in New York and New Jersey that weekend. We're all there to see the wrestling, and ultimately the best wrestling, arguably, is going to be taking place inside Madison Square Garden. For, well, about forever now, Ring of Honor and New Japan have been making genuine claims to be putting on the most consistently good wrestling anywhere in the entire world. Yes, WWE does occasionally surprise us. NXT steals the whole goddamn show 4 times a year, but these two, that's what really attracts the purists. They're consistently usually the best. G1 Supercard then is the night that brings these two promotions together, and the card is about as stacked as you could ever possibly imagine. Jay White's going to face the winner of the New Japan Cup. Ishimori's going to take on Dragon Lee and Bandito. There's Ospreay versus Cobb, Rush versus Dalton Castle. Jay Lethal's going to defend the Ring of Honor World title against Marty Scurll and Matt Taven in a ladder match. And there's a tag team winner-takes-all match between William Enterprises and the Gorillas of Destiny. Me neither.
Madison Square Garden. April 6th, Bullet Club is flying in all the way from Tokyo, Japan to New York to wrestle at the Mecca of wrestling, Madison Square Garden. They say that if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. Well, we are planning on doing just that and some. And at the end of the night, we're going to be stacked from head to toe, dripping in gold. Oh, well, we're celebrating all right. Just follow the gold drip trail the next day.
Not only is that an absolutely massive show, but it's taking place in WWE's historic New York home of Madison Square Garden. So that's drama. That's the tea, that. Number 2,
Bullet Club Block Party will be the best thing going down WrestleMania weekend. That's right, I said it. On April 7th, we're only a block away from MetLife Stadium. Why don't you just come on in and party with us at Red's Restaurant? That's right, the whole entire squad, Bullet Club, will be at the block party. Come and meet us. Come play some games. Y'all want to get your ass whipped from here to Timbuktu by the Bullet Club? Come in, take your pick, and get your butt kicked. Hey, look at this. All you can eat. You hungry? We got food. All you can eat. You thirsty? We got drinks. All you can drink. Jimmy's Famous Seafood is supplying all you can eat. Red's Restaurant is supplying all you can drink. What better way to go except she got some music. Oh, we got music. We got music playing all day. 3 DJs. Why? Because I feel like it. And if I feel like it, I'll gun down one of them. And we got 2 left. Let's see how many DJs we got left before the end of the block party. It's going to be a great time. Come on in. Join us April 7th at Red's Restaurant. Bullet Club block party. It's on, baby.
What was up with that? Don't know what that was. That's strange. Number 1, WhatCulture Wrestling Live. Yeah! Sorry about that. The reason I wanted to make this video is because we wanted to do a nice big song and dance about the fact we've got our own live show in New York. Sorry about that. It is just, it's basic marketing, innit? You're not allowed to be mad. But still, would I have put my face, my literal face, the only thing I have in this world, on the poster if I wasn't at least reasonably confident it was going to be okay/good? We're going to be recording some of our Mania Fallout videos live on the night. There's going to be a big Q&A with your, air quotes, favourite WhatCulture personalities. There's going to be a bloody good quiz TM that you can be a part of. We'll probably drop Phil off something really high, and Simon Miller will even be there. Plus, you never know who's going to turn up on the night. Look, I'll level with you here. We've never done anything like this before, and I'm starting to get teensy little bit nervous about it. So no matter how good it ends up being, disclaimer, it will be quite good. Wouldn't it just be nice? Loads of you came and we had a lovely time and we talked about how good WrestleMania was and just, look, there's a bar, all right? It's not far from Raw, so it'd be good. So yes, do please come to WhatCulture Wrestling Live. I can confidently say that we're really gonna try to make it fun. Or at least try and make it fun. End pitch. So yes, there you go, 10 things that are happening at WrestleMania weekend that are not WrestleMania, and you should go to all of them except for Bullet Club Block Party. Let us know what you made of it all in the comments below. Of course, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. In the meantime, though, thank you very much for watching. Have, of course, been the increasingly nervous Adam Cleary, and I'll see you soon. Maybe in New York. That might be something. Bye.